Your Eminence, today we celebrate the Feast of the Holy Innocents. What can the European bishops do against abortion?
For me, and I speak from the perspective of a bishop who his experience is predominantly in the United States of America, but I presume that the situation is analogous in Europe. The most important thing is to educate people to the reality of abortion, that this is the taking of a life at its very beginning, and a life that is innocent and defenseless. And what we don't tend to realize is that many people today, because of the language that's used, no longer have a real consciousness of what abortion is. They hear things like termination of a pregnancy or removal of a growth, or and so they don't stop to think that this is a human life. In fact, recently I visited a pregnancy center in the United States which helps young women to bring their pregnancies to term, and the director told me that whenever they're able to show these young mothers the ultrasound of the baby in the womb, they immediately decide to have the baby. And they say to the director, and this may seem to us incredible, but they say, I never realized that this was a living human being. So I think the education is most important. And I think in conjunction with that is the appeal to the natural moral law. So oftentimes the bishops are silenced, or there's the attempt to silence bishops with the claim that the teaching on abortion is a peculiar belief of the Roman Catholic Church, and that therefore bishops are wrong to introduce this discourse into the public square, into civil discourse. But the fact of the matter is that the inviolability of innocent human life is part of the natural moral law that is written in every human heart, and so that bishops not only have the right to make this discourse in public and to insist upon the common good, which is secured first of all by the respect for human life itself, but they have the duty for the sake of the world that the Church is called to serve and to save, to announce this moral truth. And so I think those would be my two chief suggestions with regard to the ongoing battle for the defense of human life, would be education, especially among the young, but in particular to help young people, young women who find themselves with a difficult pregnancy, and for that matter too, young men, to understand the reality of human life at its beginning and the intrinsic evil of destroying an innocent and defenseless human life. And then secondly, to insist with civil officials that if they are true servants of the common good, then they must first and foremost protect the right to life of the unborn.